vegetables, and vegetables can range from potatoes, corns, lettuce, salads, um, eggplant, all those kinds of, and fruits. So you can eat fruits. So you can have the banana, the apple, the orange, the watermelon, the grapes, the blueberries, raspberries, all those kinds of things. And if you're in an area where certain things aren't in season or they're really difficult to get fresh, then frozen is a really good option to look into. So frozen fruits and frozen vegetables are a very good option. Whole grains, so whole grain breads, whole grain pastas. You want to avoid anything that's made with bleached flour. So just look at the ingredients, and if the first thing is bleached flour, then that isn't the bread you want. You want it to say whole whatever, whole oat bread or whole wheat bread or whatever. Um, uh, you'll want to choose brown rice over white rice. White rice is okay, but brown rice is better, more nutrient value. And I think I said whole grain pastas and cereals, so like oatmeal. Um, and then pick corn tortillas over flour tortillas. That was my dog. And then beans. So there's tons of beans out there, and black beans, black eyed peas, lentils, split peas, navy beans, kidney beans, all of those options are out there. And if you're a busy person like I was when I was working, then you can select canned beans. And all you have to do is open those puppies up and pour them into a strainer and rinse out all the um, chemicals and oils and things like that and salt, and uh, run the water over them until the water runs clear, and then you're all set for eating your healthy beans. And then you're going to want to choose non-dairy options over milk, cheese, and butter. And so they have multiple options for non-dairy milk, which are soy milk, almond milk, oat milk, quinoa milk, uh, coconut milk. There's all those choices out there. If you're looking for something to add to your coffee, or your tea, or your cereal, your oatmeal, or any of your other baking recipes, those are great options. And there are some vegan cheeses, and they're great options when you really want something with a cheese on it. But try to limit that because those are high in salt and oil. And in cookbooks, plant-based cookbooks, they do also have recipes for cheese, and they can be very tasty and very healthy. So you can check those out if you have the time to make those things. And then the other thing that I use if I want a little bit of taste of cheese is nutritional yeast, which can be sprinkled on top of salads or potatoes, or even added to a soup for kind of a little bit more cheesy kind of taste to it. And nutritional yeast is really great because it also has B12 in it. It usually has a supplemental B12 added to it, so you can get that into your nutrition. And then you'll want to switch out healthy uh, to healthy fats. So you want to replace butter and oil with nuts, avocados, or nut butters. Um, and when you pick nuts, you want them to be raw and unsalted. The roasting process changes the nutritional value of the nuts, so you really want to stick with the raw. And you don't want to consume too much of the nuts. You want to be just eating this a limited amount, just like you would with butter and oil, keeping those amounts just to a small dose. And then you'll want to replace salt. Salt kind of gets in the way of tasting your food and can cause in some people cravings for processed foods. So, and then salt also raises blood pressure. So, when you're cutting back on your salt or replacing your salt, you can replace it with spices, herbs, and lemon and lime juice. Um, and there is also the option of vinegar. Vinegar is really great at adding to soup or salads, dressings to kind of enhance the flavoring of what you're eating. And there's also Bragg's amino acid. It's very similar to soy sauce that you can use in place of soy sauce, or if you want to add a little salty flavor or different flavoring, that is another option too. And I did talk about making sure you get your B12 level checked because if it's low, then you may have to take a B12 supplement, but check with your doctor on that. And when people ask me about supplements, I'm not really a big proponent of supplements, um, but I but I am supportive of definitely taking the B12 if your B12 level is low. And then there's also the option of taking vegan omega-3 with DHA, and that's been known to promote brain memory and support the brain's functioning. So, especially when your brain's healing, this is a great supplement to take. But I do recommend the vegan one. Um, the other option is fish oil, and fish oil has can have its own side effects of causing fish breath and things like that. So a lot of people don't like taking it. I've been taking the vegan omega-3 for many years. I've never had that issue. So check that out. And caffeine. So my patients will ask me about caffeine, and you can definitely continue with your coffees and your teas. The thing is that caffeine doses are based on how your body reacts to caffeine. So if it's interfering in your sleep, then definitely limit the caffeine. But if you find that it supports your cognitive functioning, which caffeine has shown to do, then yeah, go ahead and have the caffeine, the coffee, the tea. Coffee and tea are also high in antioxidants too. But don't drink too much to the point where you're up all night. Gotta be careful about that. And alcohol. So a lot of people will ask me about alcohol, and early in your recovery, you should avoid alcohol because alcohol is a toxin, and you don't want to be adding things that your body doesn't need into it. And you want to support your brain's healing and its functioning. And alcohol can make brain injury symptoms worse. It can interfere with sleep, and it can uh, increase breakthrough seizures. So, some people after a brain injury will develop traumatic seizures. And so, if you have epilepsy and are taking it and taking medications, you want to avoid or limit alcohol because unfortunately it triggers seizures. And when that happens, that just really sucks. So, those are the things that you can eat while you're on the plant based diet. I hope you enjoy it.